Good morning. I'm going to talk about Casey Anthony's chart today. I didn't know who she was until a few days ago. Now I know a little bit more, but these are my first thoughts on her chart. She's got a busy first house, which can often be somebody who's self-directed, self-focused, confident, but can also be somebody who's a little bit selfish in some ways, depends on the rest of the chart. She's got planets hanging around her MC at the top of her chart, which can often mean somebody who is known in the public eye, somebody who is maybe even, not if I was going to say famous, but that's quite rare, but somebody who's a boss or somebody who's known in the village, somebody who has other people know them. The fact she's got such difficult aspects between her planets at the top and her planets from ascendant, there's if you can see, I'll put the chart up, there's a bunch of red lines which are squares. The word that came to mind there was notoriety. Also as well, she hasn't got that many planets on the western side of her chart. The western side of our chart often is about how we give to people or how we share our lives with people, and the fact that she's got something in the first and a clump of planets in the MC, it's almost like she's going to be known for something else. Yeah, going to be known for something else. What else I noticed? She's got a lot of mutability in her chart. Pisces ascendant, Sun and Mercury conjunct the ascendant, still in Pisces. She's got the Sagittarius planets at the top, which Mars, Uranus and Saturn, and then she has got the moon opposite Neptune. That is a lot of, in a positive sense, that's a lot of flexibility, or somebody that's laid back. In a negative sense, especially with those hefty squares in her chart, it could be slightly chaotic. The reason why I think it probably is chaotic is that she has no earth in her chart at all, apart from that Neptune, but that's not a lot. So that's why I tend to think that she could probably act without thinking, and her thoughts can be muddled, and there's like it's coming across with the confidence with the first house and the Sagittarius, when people are wondering, you know, what you're actually saying type of thing. I don't know enough about it. I've not really watched the court case. I've probably watched about 3 or 4 minutes of it. Next thing I noticed was that Mars and Uranus are conjunct at the top of her chart. And Mars and Uranus are quick. They are, and in Sagittarius it's going to be confident and quick. So somebody's going to do something without much forethought, but with a lot of flair, possibly. I'm going to think the word was hubris, I thought of then. Mars and Uranus. My first thought was somebody who would be the first leg on a relay race, because they're just quick off the mark, but it can also be very impulsive. The next thing that I noticed, I think, was to do with the South Node. The South Node is in the 7th house, it's conjunct Pluto in the 8th. They have got a lovely trine, those two together have a lovely trine to Jupiter in the 12th, and then down to the bottom of the chart to the moon in the 4th. The South Node on its own has a, whatever way you look at it, whether it's subconscious or past life, conjunct Pluto, it's going to have a darker feeling to it, an intensity to it. It may even have like a feeling of sexuality to it. Being in the watery houses gives it even more of a karmic feel. It's like bringing something through from, I don't really know whether it is past lives or just in your subconscious. I think it all happens at once anyway. It can be, in a positive sense, a way of healing yourself through being quite introverted, because those houses are very internal. But yeah, the trine is nice, but the Pluto conjunct the South Node is a biggie. The next thing I noticed are more to do with progressions and transits. If you look at the top of her chart on the outside, I'll put this up for you, you've got the transits, I think they'll be in green. As you can see, her Uranus is conjunct her Sun and her Mercury around about 2008 when her daughter disappeared. The Pluto at the top is conjunct that very sort of volatile Mars and Uranus. The same time, 2008, June 2008, when her daughter disappeared. That is pressure coming down from the top and a cry for freedom, I would guess, in the first house for somebody with that Sagittarius and that Pisces as well. not to be tied down from the ascendant or the first house on this side. So that's a lot of pressure for her to have. If you take those planets back 3 years, her daughter was 3 years old when she disappeared. The Pluto was conjunct to MC, and the Uranus was the Pluto was conjunct to MC, and the Uranus was conjunct to her ascendant. So that child came through. That sounds rude. That child, the baby, came through with almost a part to play, which gets even more convoluted as I move along. Incidentally, transit Mars was kicking off the conjunction of Mars-Uranus, June 2008. This is the bit I don't understand. And you've got, charts are so complicated that you're going to miss a lot out just by trying to compact it into 5 minutes. Can be insulting, but I'm just saying what I can see. You have got the vertex progresses up to the 2008 again to be opposite her Venus, which is normally something that you find when you fall in love or you find a partner. This is why I can't explain this, and which makes it even stranger, I suppose, is that her daughter's North Node is conjunct that Venus. Once again, it's normally a sign of love. Yeah, this is why you just can't really, when you're, I suppose, being on YouTube, people want you to stick to what, this is what I think happened, and you never really know. I don't know. I really don't know, because that is a strange progression, a strange conjunction to have between two people that would suggest, I'm going to leave you to finish that off, but that is what I found. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Bye.